One more bit of news. Dillon Gabriel will start for the Browns this week. Joe Flacco has been benched. He will remain the number 2 quarterback. I know every show out there is going to turn this into a Shedeur Sanders conversation. We're not, because he's still QB3.
Yep.
But Dillon Gabriel will start. Before we get to Dillon Gabriel, comeback player of the year Joe Flacco does string for free. This actually might be it.
It might be it for Joe Flacco. But
No
you know what's
claps, Jay?
amazing? I'll just tell you something to think about here. So comeback player of the year, Joe Flacco, who everyone has written off for dead many, many times. Now with Dillon Gabriel taking off the role, you know what this means? That when Joe Flacco comes back in 5 or 6 weeks and leads the Browns to a playoff charge, he once again could be comeback player of the year, Jay Croucher.
You know,
this is an opportunity now for him to once again rise from the ashes like a bold phoenix.
Okay. I can't talk anymore about Joe Flacco, but one thing that's funny about that award, so Joe Burrow won in 2021. And then it was Geno, and then it was Flacco, and then it was Joe Burrow again, and then this year it'll be someone else, and then next year it's going to be Joe Burrow again.
That's
right. One comeback player of the year, 3 years out of 6. So it's a ridiculous thing. I want to see how long it can go. Let's see if Joe Burrow can win 7 comeback players of the year.
I think you should be able to win once. Right? Like, what is it?
Once you're back, how many times can you come back, win, and then fall down, and then come back again?
The third time, you don't feel as good about it.
Joe Burrow can tie his shoes next year. He's better than everyone else. He'll just win the award again. It's unbelievable.
It is the most it's unfortunately the most flawed award. As you learned the hard way.
It should have gone to J.K. Dobbins last year or Tim Patrick or something.
But that's why it's flawed. It doesn't go the way it should.
Yeah. Or DeMar Hamlin. DeMar Hamlin should have won, multiple years. What about Ricky Pearsall? Why can't Ricky Pearsall win?
No, he should.
I mean, or Brian Robinson.
They were both shot.
They got shot.
Yes.
Right? And now they're playing football.
Yeah. Instead, it's going to go to Trevor Lawrence going 10-7 and suck. It's terrible.
No, it's great. This year will probably be Chris McCaffrey.
Yeah, or Hutchinson, or Dak.
Dak. Actually, Dak.
Well, Dak's team's going to go 6-10
That's the problem.
Yeah, we'll see. It'll be an interesting one.
Yeah,
I look forward to losing money on the right candidate.
Yeah,
Who loses?
You'll pick Joe Burrow next year, and it'll be CeeDee Lamb.
Exactly. Yeah. Great.
Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, that's another good one.
Yeah.
Loaded field next year.
What? Loaded field.
Not a good sign.
Field. Either way, Dillon Gabriel is going to start Week 5 against Minnesota. I think he's a low-end QB2, high-end QB3 kind of thing. We sort of like this. We sort of like the Browns' offense. I do think they're going to throw a decent amount. They've got a good running game in Judkins, and Gabriel can, live in play action here as well. No club said this week, but bigger role for Isaiah Bond. We like Fannin and Njoku. Of course, Judy is always a constant there. I don't know that we're particularly scared about the Minnesota Vikings defense coming home. They're coming home from Dublin. They couldn't stop the Steelers. They couldn't stop, 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers. So, again, I'd want to see it before Gabriel, but it's probably worth a pickup in a Superflex 2-quarterback league.
Tanish, Joshi, good or bad for Judkins that Dillon Gabriel starts? Judkins is running into loaded boxes right now with Joe Flacco, so I think the arrow only points up, but I wouldn't expect that right away. It feels almost like a neutral situation.
I will say one thing with Flacco is that I think Stefanski in 2023 and this year, he seemed very eager to throw on early downs because he knew that if Joe Flacco was going to be in 3rd and 8, that it was going to be just they were going to tee off on him and he can't move. So I do think that Joe Flacco would have games where he's throwing 45 times. Dillon Gabriel's not going to throw 45 times. So I think it might be a bit better for Judkins.
For people that are unfamiliar, I know we've talked about it, but Dillon Gabriel was a guy that you sort of had drafted when you were doing your pre-draft rankings. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you had Dillon Gabriel as a day 3 guy, but more as this guy's a career backup.
Yeah, right. Like how we talk about Jake Browning in a sense, right? This is someone that with Gabriel, he can operate really well in quick game. If you watch the Oregon offense, Bo Nix came out of that offense. He operated at a high level because he plays fast. He can get the ball out fast. He's very accurate. He's a smaller player, doesn't have a big arm. He's not an elite athlete. He's going to move better than Flacco, of course, but there's just going to be limitations of how they attack all 3 levels of the field. So I think you'll see a very safe, cheapy completions kind of offense, honestly, with Dillon Gabriel. I don't think he's someone that's going to make the spectacular plays, but with the way their defense is playing, I think they just need somebody that prioritizes ball security, and that's really exactly what Gabriel's good at.
Just move the chains,
he
right?
Just
first
he's
down,
not
move
reckless.
the chains, right?
Yeah, very short completions. He operates quickly, but he's not going to take a lot of chances. But this is an offense where, who do you look at and go, well, I need that guy to get those 50-50 balls. It's just not built that way.
Well, right. And by the way, if you're Kevin Stefanski, just taking this into an NFL conversation for a second, I've got an elite defense. I've actually got a pretty good run game right now. If Dillon Gabriel can just move the chains, if 2nd and 5, he can complete a 6-yard out, and I can just control the clock, ball control, and play good defense, I can win a lot of 17 to 14 games kind of thing. Like whatever, 20 to 17 games. Just I'm going to grind it out and just be, win ugly football, which, makes sense if you're Kevin Stefanski, 2-time Coach of the Year, by the way. Not a lot of people know that, but he actually won twice.
Warranted.
Warranted, by the way.
Unlike his former quarterback.
Yeah, he won with Joe Flacco.
Yes.
Right. It feels like, The
Cleveland Browns that year won 4 of the 8 NFL awards. They were at 11 and 6 wild card. I still haven't gotten over that one. I don't care for that.
Yeah, when you clean up, you clean up.
And they lost by 50 points to the Texans in the playoffs. Anyway,
was that
good question in here from Spliff McGriff. Is this good for Fannin? I think it's good for both the tight ends.
Yeah.
Terrence Ferguson, who the Rams took with the top 75 pick last year, he was Gabriel's tight end at Oregon. That offense loved to utilize the tight end. So does Gabriel. Once again, you're looking for short area completions. Both Njoku and Fannin, I think, get a bump. I know this is weird to say.
And no Cedric Tillman, so there's more targets to be around. Isaiah Bynum, we'll see. But
Bond wins down the field, though, and I don't know how much they're going to attack down the field. I guess we'll see. But I think it helps the tight ends. I would say it doesn't really give anything to the wide receivers, and TBD on how it helps Judkins. But it can only get better.
Was Jerry Jeudy just like a 6-week mirage last year?
It kind of feels like that was lightning in a bottle. Because look at his whole career, and then 6 weeks.
Thank you. He was bad all throughout Denver. Denver couldn't wait to get rid of him.
Yeah.
This is a guy who, Alabama, right? He was a superstar at Alabama.
He was supposed to be a really, really big-time player.
And he just hasn't been great in the pros. Right, he had a 6-week stretch where Jameis only looked at him, and they were in game script. They were in throwing script the entire game.
And he torched Riley Moss's backup in Denver that one game on Monday Night
He's
Football.
never throughout his career ever been a big touchdown scorer.
Yep.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotoWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest RotoWorld fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.